Banjoholics, how are you doing? Today I want to show you this Panorama game and watch. It's Donkey Kong Jr. This is not actually mine. This was given to me on loan by a friend and colleague, and he had this as a kid. This is the one he had as a kid, and he showed up at work with it one day. I think it was early day after he started, and he'd heard that I was into retro gaming, and he'd recently found this in his attic, and so he just brought this at work to show me. That was really cool actually to see, because I hadn't seen one of these since the mid 80s. This was released in 1983, October 1983, and these were meant to be hybrids between the standard Game & Watch and the bulkier, bigger tabletop Game & Watches. So what happened is, Nintendo made these, and they made the double screen ones. Just to give you an idea of size, actually, I'm just going to put them side by side. So this is quite big, but it's still manageable. It's still the size of one hand. And so they made these first, and then the double screen ones, and they made the tabletops. But these were quite bulky, and they as cool as they are now, they lost the advantage of it being portable. So they started making these as well, which are essentially hybrid versions of the tabletop ones. And they work sort of the same way. So this screen here actually received the light, and the LCD is on the other side of the LCD is actually here. Now you can't see it because it only works if the light hits it. You can actually see here the light hitting it, and you can see the LCD. If I put my hand in front of it, the screen disappears, and then the light gets reflected into this mirror. This is just a mirror, and voila. And this is a reverse LCD, so it's actually everything is black. And until you move or you activate something, and then the LCDs get deactivated, so you can actually see the clear underneath, because everything that's drawn is actually an underlay, a hand drawn or printed underlay, so it just reveals the underlay underneath. Really cool, really clever. Saves on battery as well, because it pretty much uses the same amount of energy as a Game & Watch would, but it's just clever in the way it uses light. It means that you need to use them in a lit environment or sunny environment, but that works. And so, like I said, he had this when he was a kid, and he told me actually that what he wanted was a Super Nintendo, but either they couldn't find one or they couldn't afford to get one. I didn't quiz him on that. But they were at a flea market one day, and they found this for £8 or €8, whatever the currency was at the time in Ireland, which is quite a good investment, considering these go for upwards of $150 now on eBay. So they're pretty rare, pretty expensive items. And €8 was how much he paid for. That's a very good investment. What's even better is that he kept it in pretty good condition. In fairness, for something that was stored in an attic. I mean, I think this lifted off at some point. It's glued back on, but it's still there. And the only thing he lost was the cover, and I put a replacement cover from one of my own Game & Watch. But otherwise, he uses a bit of plumbing tape and a pad underneath. It works, So there you go. And the game itself is Donkey Kong Jr. I'm going to see if I can focus the screen here. There you go. And you're Donkey Kong Jr. and you must rescue your father, I think, from Mario. Or was he still Jumpman at the time? I don't know. This is 83, yeah, he must have been Mario by now. Let's have a quick look. Very simple music. Not sure what this does. And I have to go catch one of the umbrellas, don't I? There you go. And catch a balloon back. Ah! Okay, we'll try again. It's actually hard to play. I'm actually playing looking at my camera screen, which is kind of hard. Oh, I dropped the key. So I have to get my key back. Yeah, it's kind of it's quite tricky actually to play looking at the camera screen and not directly into the screen, but my setup is working for me, light-wise at least. Everything is kind of clear enough for video, so I'm gonna keep that set up. And I dropped the key again. Not very good at this. I don't know if I need to drop this, but there you go. Anyway, so you get the idea. I'm not gonna try, or will I? No, why not? Yeah, there's 4 chains to cut, and so there you go. Yeah, there's these 4 chains to cut and to free Donkey Kong. Pretty cool actually. Yeah, if I could afford them, I would definitely get one. If I find one for cheap, I will, for sure. Let's still going. I'm gonna let myself die. There you go. Yeah, I would definitely get one if I could find one for cheap, because they're just cool. They feel solid as well, you know, they don't feel cheap. I mean, none of the Nintendo Game & Watch, in fairness, felt cheap. They were solidly made. And I think that's probably what contributed to their success and collectability now. Is that a word? Collectability? I think it is. But I think that's what contributed to their success, you know, and they're quite durable, and they felt solid and heavy in your hand, you know. So there you go, the Panorama Game & Watch Donkey Kong Jr. Let me know actually if you have any stories associated with this specific game, or any other LCD game actually, because I find these stories are probably more interesting than the item itself, as I get more and more into collecting, I'm actually more interested in the stories, whether it's the manufacturing or story of the technology behind it, or personal stories of people. I think items with a story are much more interesting than, you know, something you'd get on eBay. So there you go. Thanks, Robert, for letting me have these for a few days, however cruel that is, and I'll see you next time, guys.